Hello, my name is Shainaz Jussa. I am a trainer from India. My journey started with Jolly Phonics in 2001 as a volunteer in my son's school in Stevenage. I fell in love with the methodology, the way the sounds were taught, the actions, the songs, the way the children were reading with the help of sounds, and the fact that the children did not have to memorize words to spell. That was a turning point for me because I struggled with my reading as a child. We didn't have the Jolly Lessons app or the various resources that we have today. So I read the handbook and I learned more through the handbook. And I also learned when I was teaching the children, I learned what was working with them and what wasn't working with them. My most difficult part of teaching the sounds were the vowels a and eh. It was tough for me because we don't have these sounds in our mother tongue, and it took me a while, and I just picked it up, and I think about tricks and tips of how to help teachers who come from different backgrounds, who don't have certain sounds that are there in the English language, and how we can make it easy for them to produce those sounds. Because many teachers tend to equate the English sounds in their mother tongue and they get it all wrong. So it's important to understand which are the difficult sounds when you're teaching either children or teachers while you're training, because sometimes we don't have these sounds in the mother tongue that we're teaching. Well, it's been an amazing journey being a trainer with Jolly Learning. These trainings have been conducted in various remote areas of India and also some parts of East Africa. I've conducted trainings in places which are in the Himalayan region, and I had to conduct workshops in minus 20 degrees Celsius. We've conducted trainings in East Africa. And I remember once there was a flash flood and we had to wait for almost 3 hours for it to clear up and then proceed on our journey. And on our way to this small town in Somaliland, we had to wade through a swarm of locusts. There were millions of them, and our car had to wade through them. So very interesting places, but what I want to share is the difference that Jolly Phonics is making to these remote areas, be it in India, be it in Africa, or various parts of the world. It's making a huge difference. Teachers sometimes don't know how to get fun into their classrooms, and Jolly is helping them to do that. And of course, as we all know, it's a research-backed program, so we can see the results, how well the children are reading, and most importantly, they're enjoying it. So yes, it has been an amazing journey as a trainer with Jolly Learning. So one of the trainings that I did was in Ladakh, and these trainings are usually held during the winter. Now let me tell you a little bit about Ladakh. Ladakh is in the Himalayan region. It's a high altitude place, which means there's less oxygen. So one has to compulsorily relax and stay in their rooms and hydrate for 24 hours to 48 hours before you actually step out and start doing work. So back home where I'm from in Mumbai, the temperature was 35 degrees, and I went to Ladakh where it was minus 20 degrees. It was really cold. I mean, cold is not the word. It was frigid, plus there's less oxygen. But the teachers are warm, and when we are learning with the teachers, it's you forget about the cold weather or the less oxygen. It's just a wonderful atmosphere to teach. But yes, there are challenges when we're going to remote regions to teach, and this is one of them. When we are training, when I'm training in Ladakh, and the training usually happens in the winter months because schools are closed and teachers are free for their professional development. So trainings in the winter in Ladakh is something that I'm going to tell my grandchildren about. It's quite interesting. So no two trainings are alike. It's the teachers, the participants that drive the training. When I go in for a training, I try to learn more about the background of the teachers, probably certain sounds which are not there in their language, and also to help them produce the correct sounds. I remember training in Nagaland where one of the senior trainers came up to me and she said, "Please excuse us, we don't have these sounds in our language when we're trying really hard to produce the sounds." So you've got to be very patient, you've got to be encouraging, you've got to win them over, and you need to remind them that you're a teacher just like them, and we all learn. We make mistakes and we learn. I tell them to keep practicing and to have fun with what they're doing, because if they're going to enjoy it, the children are also going to enjoy it too. A lot of repetition, a lot of practice is required. In addition to this, you also need to do follow-up. So it's not just the training and then you move out, you need to follow up with these teachers. There's a lot of learning happens with the teachers once they start implementing the program. So training is one aspect, but implementation is again where the teachers learn a lot more. When we're going to the grassroots level where you're training with the Ministry of Education, especially in India, one needs to remember that the government schools are generally not looked up upon. It is for children from low income group, and teachers who are teaching there are not used to teaching the way Jolly Phonics tends to teach. So it's quite revolutionary for them, because they don't understand the way of teaching. So when they watch you, when they watch me rather as a trainer talking about it and using the method, they find it very different. At the same time, they find it amusing, they like it, and yes, it's a great change for the schools, the government schools, to use this type of fun methodology, which is multisensory, and it is making a huge difference to these children who are using the program, because they learn a lot more faster. It's not just the chalk and talk approach. There is more understanding when you teach it in the multisensory way. So yes, it is revolutionizing the way literacy is taught in government schools. The government schools are using it, and more states are adopting this methodology in India. So I started Phonic Kids in 2007, and I've trained a number of children. I love teaching children, that's my passion. I've trained children between the age of 4 to 12. The main benefit of Jolly Phonics is that you have independent readers and writers. The love of reading is seen in the children almost immediately once they learn how to decode. And this makes them more confident, social, and it builds up their self-esteem. There's no looking back. So as they say, it's today's readers and tomorrow's leaders. So Jolly Phonics and Jolly Grammar have made a huge difference in children's lives, not just back in India, but across the globe. It's making them independent readers. The children absolutely love Jolly Grammar, because it's got actions, it's got colors, which makes it vibrant and easy to understand. In fact, many concepts, grammar concepts, which I didn't understand as a student, are a lot more clear thanks to Jolly Grammar. Various aspects of it, the punctuation part, and most importantly, the phonics in higher grades. So be it borrowed words or more ways of writing the sounds, the advanced alphabetic code, the silent letters, spelling rules. Jolly Grammar covers it all. So as I keep telling during my trainings, that Jolly Phonics is just the tip of the iceberg. There's more in Jolly Grammar. So Jolly Grammar, again, an amazing program, and it's just an interesting way of introducing language and building up on it with this wonderful multisensory approach. Jolly Phonics is fun, it's child friendly, and it's research backed.